This was the Super Bowl halftime show. And this was Turning Point USA's All-American halftime show.
I just wanna catch my fish.
So how did they compare? Well, the Super Bowl was headlined by Bad Bunny, one of the world's most streamed artists and recent Grammy winner.
Thank you, God.
Meanwhile, the All-American halftime show was headlined by Kid Rock, wearing a fur coat and jorts.
My name is Kid.
Bad Bunny brought out guests like Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin. While all the Republicans who were unsure about who Bad Bunny was,
I used to have a Bad Bunny. His name was Flop.
were treated to a performance by none other than Brantley Gilbert. You know Brantley? It's expected the real halftime show had at least 100 million viewers globally, while the All-American halftime show had around about 6.2 million concurrent viewers on YouTube. And of course, the one thing the Super Bowl didn't do was have a tribute to Charlie Kirk.
This one's for you, Charlie.
And credit where credit's due, Turning Point USA knows how to do a light show. Oh yeah, and the Seahawks or someone won, I think.
Of course it was pre-recorded. They were literally watching the Super Bowl. That TPU USA halftime show was a mess. I watched it, so y'all didn't have to. And yes, Kid Rock was lip syncing. Embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Now, according to Variety magazine, they stated that no indication was given during the Turning Point USA Alternative Super Bowl halftime show on whether it was live or there were performances were taking place, but sources say that the show was pre-taped in Atlanta. Now, one of the sources being a person who runs the page called Blue ATL Georgia, they stated they received this text from their source. The source says it was taped just this past week at one of the new production stages called I don't know how to pronounce that live. It's just a production studio. They go on to say that with about 200 paid extras as an audience, they go on to say they kept it super hush hush. And even those of us working on the live music venue in the building didn't know until Friday. And I don't know about y'all, but the conservatives coming out saying that the Turning Point USA halftime show was terrible cracks me up, because pause to read this. Kevin Sorbo literally tells people to change the channel and then watches the Turning Point USA halftime show and says the worst halftime show he's ever seen, with literally no follow-up. No follow-up. I'm just trying to figure out if they're embarrassed yet. Are y'all not embarrassed? Are y'all not embarrassed? But this is the post that I'm gonna have to hold on. This is the post from Candace Owens, which we're gonna get to her later on, because we can get to her later on. Now, what makes this the cherry on top is Candace Owens posting this on X. She said the problem with people who have a lot of money that they didn't earn is that they tend to have no idea how stuff actually works. She says, no, this is not possible, referring to them receiving 5.2 million viewers watching the Turning Point USA halftime show. She says, sorry, America, everything is still fake and gay until further notice.
This is your friendly reminder that this year when you were watching the Super Bowl, when it comes to the Super Bowl halftime show, that idea was created by Black people. In 1990, a show called In Living Color premiered on Fox that was created by Keenan Wayans. The show featured different sketches that all leaned into Black culture. It was real SNL style, but Black. And this was a time when Black comedy was really limited to what you would see on something like The Cosby Show, for example. The Wayans family, Damon, Kim, Sean, Marlon, they all had recurring roles in the show. It also featured other comedians like Jim Carrey and Jamie Foxx. As you can see from these pictures, it was really pushing the boundaries of Black comedy, especially on television, and sexuality as well. In Living Color was airing on Fox during Sunday primetime. It was bringing like 12 million viewers in a week, so it was pretty successful. And then in 1992, In Living Color decided to shake things up by airing a special episode of In Living Color during the Super Bowl halftime period. What a lot of people don't know is that the Super Bowl halftime show didn't always used to be some big event. It was things like local talent, marching bands, there was a speech from the NFL commissioner. It was not the performance that we are all used to today. The 1992 show specifically, Buffalo was playing Washington and Minneapolis. The whole theme was like winter magic. It was some kind of ode to the Winter Olympics. It was a snooze fest. So what In Living Color did was launch this In Living Color Super Bowl halftime party. They aired the special episode as soon as the second quarter ended, and they put this countdown clock in the corner, basically promising to get everyone back to the game, just stay here for a while. And it worked. In that 26-minute halftime, 22 million people switched from CBS where the game was playing to Fox where In Living Color was playing. The whole special episode was a massive success. success, but unfortunately, because it was so successful, CBS came forward and was like, yes, that literally will never happen again. And so they did the best thing that they could think to do, and that was hiring the biggest superstar in the world to do the next year's halftime show. They called Michael Jackson's agent. Michael Jackson's agent said, yeah, absolutely. And so ever since then, the Super Bowl halftime show has been what we know it is today. Performances from stars like Beyonce, Coldplay, Bruno Mars, Usher, Rihanna, Prince, rest in peace. And last year, of course, we had Kendrick, who absolutely killed it too. So yes, this year when you're watching the Super Bowl halftime show, remember that it only exists because Black people decided they wanted to shake things up.
Get ready with me, but why did I just find out there was a second halftime show? America is so racist to the point where they had to make an all-American halftime show. Even the racists at the Super Bowl watching the halftime game tuned into the all-American halftime show. Also, the person in this video is so weird. Like, what are you doing? She literally asked somebody to record her watching the all-American halftime show just to post it online, and she thought she ate. Like, what the heck are you doing? And as we all expected, Trump had to make a post and said that this was the worst halftime show he's ever seen. But we knew he was gonna do this. We knew he was gonna do this. The fact that Bad Bunny performing last night genuinely enraged people is so crazy, because like I never knew it was that serious. Like why can't you just vibe? Like why? Like races are so boring. Like you couldn't just vibe for like 11 minutes. It was only an 11-minute show. Anyways, I'm not giving those races any more attention, so let's talk about how good the halftime show was. I also found out the married couple that was on the stage, that was their actual wedding. What the heck? I don't even want to know how much money that was, but that is crazy. I thought those were actors, but no, they were actually getting married. That was their wedding. I genuinely thought the show was such a vibe though. Definitely one of my favorite halftime shows. I think it definitely brought a whole bunch of families together, and I think it was such a fun experience. Like my mom was dancing away. She was saucing all night. It's a super different and fun experience, and that's the whole point, which is why like that's why I said the races missed out, because y'all are so boring. Like y'all could have been saucing with us. Quick question, why the heck was Alex Earl on the stage? Why was Alex Earl, like why? I'm so confused. Like Alex Earl being there was so random. Like what is she doing here? I genuinely don't see why she would be there. Anyways though, F the racists, y'all missed out, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Welcome red-blooded white Americans. Today here on Turning Point, you're about to hear some real music. Real music that's not none of that monkey baboon shit. I love this country when it's white, not black, not brown, just good old white. Thank God for ice. They make it white. Take the blacks, take the browns, leave the whites. Yeah. Take the blacks, take the browns, leave the good old whites. Where have we gone as a country?
But the problem is anyone watching the Turning Point show, it's only political.
Right.
So if you're watching the halftime shows, it's awesome music, and that's why they book so well. If you're watching Turning Point, it's because you're choosing to be political.
Yeah, if you have to pretend Kid Rock is good music, you're making it political,
Yes,
and you're leading with your politics. No,
Couldn't
no
they have had
shade
Nicki
except
Minaj?
heavy shade.
I mean, come on.
Can I read you? I wanna...
And to the black people who are complaining about the language barrier of Bad Bunny's performance, remember, you weren't even supposed to know English. And to the black people who are complaining about the language barrier of Bad Bunny's performance, remember, you weren't even supposed to know English.
So guys, so I just came in to share my opinion about the Bad Bunny performance at the Super Bowl and the what happened with Kid Rock and stuff with the Turning Point USA stuff and everything. Guys, I'm just tired. So now, guys, is it Turning Point USA or is it like the Republican Party? Because, guys, if you remember, I said I was going to cover this, and I'm going to say that, and I did say that the Republican Party will butt heads. I mean, they're already butting heads with the Turning Point USA party. Because, guys, maybe that will be a party that will revile. I've said it, that might probably be a party that is going to revile the Republican Party for their position. Wow. So, guys, as you knew it, I don't know if you watched the halftime and the Super Bowl performance. Guys, I've also talked about the Super Bowl. I mean, I did it on a video yesterday, or just check it on my channel. You see how I talk about what the Super Bowl represents and the atrocities that is used by the Super Bowl to actually do atrocities and everything. One thing I don't like about conservative parties is that they are the biggest hypocrite ever. I've said it again and I'll say it again. They are they are big time hypocrites, and it's crazy to me. It's just fucking crazy to me. And the thing is, I don't even really the thing is, I don't hate them, but I don't like them either, because they have hate in their hearts, which they disguise as Christianity. Is that not some bullshit? That's just some bull, guys. That is some serious fucking bull. How they are able to have the heart to disguise their hate as Christianity. One girl was saying that the Conservative Party is just fucking full of hate. And I'm not saying that liberals also or democratic people are not racist too. They are fucking pretty racist as well. But one thing about the Republican Party is that they are racist to a point where I don't understand. And I do understand that if the Democratic had, let's say, if it was not based on being liberal, some people would choose to be, let's say, liberal as possible and also very racist as well. And I do see, for example, what about, I don't know, is it going back to being a male, or is he or is she going back? I don't know what to call him. Is Bruce Jenner? Is it Bruce Jenner or I'll just say Caitlyn Jenner's husband, Kris Jenner's husband. I don't know if, because at first he was going by Caitlyn Jenner. So now is it Bruce Jenner or back? Because I said he's now back to, he no longer wants to cosplay as a woman. He's no longer a woman. He's now, I don't know what he is, but he's a Republican. And do you understand that? He is still Republican, even with all his identity and everything. It just goes to show how strong the hate is. It fucking goes to show how strong the hate is. Guys, there are many people who are cosplaying as Democrats, but they're Republican at heart. But one thing I don't know if I would say I like about him is because he's out there in the open and he's spinning his beans. But is it not quite contradicting and quite caricature of him to associate himself with a party that does not like his lifestyle? I mean, there's one thing about not being a hypocrite, but there's one thing about not also being, I will not say a fool, but there's one thing about not being able to read the fucking room. So, because I can remember when Donald Trump was president and he was talking about the public toilets and neutral gender toilets and everything, about if you were born male, of course you're going to use a male toilet so that you'll be able to identify as anything, but you still have to use a male toilet. Come on, see him talking about it. He said he loves Donald Trump. This is what Kris Jenner's husband was saying. Or is it Caitlyn Jenner? I don't know. I don't know if I call the person a she or he. I don't know. I really don't know, because previously he was saying that he wanted to identify as a man. So I'll just refer to him as a man. He was saying, no, he doesn't want Donald Trump to be concerned about toilets. Let me concerned about immigration. Let me concerned about this and everything. I'm like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. So you are identifying with somebody who hates what you identify as, who does not, I'll not use the word hate, who does not allow what you identify as, and who will not be a party or support to what you are wanting to identify as to, or to what you identify as. This is one thing. This is one thing that I don't get about other Republicans that are not a particular race of color. Or maybe this is me being naive. Like hold on a second. Like, that's why sometimes I laugh at people who try to identify with the Republican Party. I think for me, it's kind of, I don't know if I say it's giving self-hate. The thing is, I'm trying not to be so philosophical here, and also trying to be, I don't know, it's kind of like two and the same coin. So what is really egging me on is, like, I can remember when, I don't know, there's this woman called Megyn Kelly who has an absolute hate for Megyn, an absolute hate for the people who are in America who are not white. There's also an Indian person as well in America. I don't know his name, but he was trying to talk about or relate on a base with Megyn Kelly for being in a Republican Party and try to chat rubbish of how the Democrat Party are. Megyn told him to his face that I do agree that you want to agree with me, but you should know that you're not part of us. He was taken aback. Same as that other black Republican who wanted to go and identify with the Republican and they started attacking him. Then he came on TikTok to cry about it. I'm like, how do you people do it? Like, is it like something syndrome? I don't know how they call it. It's something syndrome where you want to identify, fall in love with someone who is keeping you hostage. I've forgotten, oh God, how do they call that syndrome again? Guys, should we research it? How do they call the syndrome where you want to be with someone who has kidnapped you? Well, come on, let's just go to the next side. And I did know, I think when I was covering the video about how people had something to say about when people had something to say about ICE agents and everything. That was the first time I knew of Kid Rock, and he was talking about he doesn't want to say anything on when we're interviewing people. I mean, even, oh God, guys, this is one thing I don't like about doing these review videos. Even though I love doing them, I just forget names and everything. Do you know that guy who does food reviews? I've forgotten his name. Can you imagine I'm calling him that guy? He does food reviews and he's got like dreads and everything. And he also said fuck ICE, and he came under fire of saying fuck ICE as well. Then that was the first time I heard of Kid Rock. Guys, the first time I saw him and the way he carried himself, I knew he was a Republican, and that's why he never wanted to give his thoughts on why people were saying fuck ICE on stage. And I don't know if I mentioned it in the video when I was talking about the video of different celebrities reacting to ICE and everything. That was, of course, in the Grammys before Bad Bunny gave his performance at the Super Bowl. Well, I'll call it a demonic event. I don't know. Well, going back to the situation at hand, when I saw Kid Rock for the first time, I just bloody knew the reason why he never wanted to talk was because boy, you are a Republican. And guys, do you know he's a pedophile as well? Yes. I don't know if I should say allegedly, but he is a pedophile. He's a fucking pedophile. Go and listen to his music and talking about something about girls. He likes them underage, and people say it's statutory, but he thinks it's mandatory. Like, guy, is it not these people who are talking about Jesus, talking about shit and everything? Guys, like, the kind of thing, sometimes the way these conservatives go about how their way of living and things about them, there's nothing actually supremacy about them. This white supremacy we've been used as a wrong term. When one girl was saying, let's use white narcissism, I agree with it. And I think I covered it in a video. Because I don't understand. Because, first of all, they don't practice good hygiene. They're so impressed by very basic shit. And this is why I have a great disdain for white mediocrity. Like, it's just fucking insane. It's insane, guys. So, like, I don't know why they have this audacity of, well, it's good for them to have the audacity, but I don't know why they have this audacity in this aspect to compare. When I say audacity, I'm referring to the aspect of thinking like they are better than everyone else. And first of all, America, and that goes back to what Billie Eilish say. You can't, let's say, no one has ownership to stolen land. Everyone is a fucking citizen. And the fact that they are trying to change it, no. You can't, what you forget to understand is people are not dumb. And you can't erase history. So you can't be talking about Americans, like Black Americans, Mexican Americans, Indian Americans, any Americans, they all are Americans. The only people who should be talking trash or get out of America should be the Indian Americans. Those are the only people who have the flipping whole hard-chested audacity and gray matter audacity to talk about get out of a country. And it's so quite insane that these people don't seem to realize that that is the case. And that is audacity that's fucking pissing me off. So, all that rubbish that they were trying to do, and they were trying to sing, and all that thing they were doing even in Charlie Kirk's funeral, I was like, this is not Christianity. Talking about, and when Erica they're not Christians. I don't think they are Christians. Talking about, oh, your father is with Jesus. He has gone to go and buy blueberry from Jesus. Please give it a fucking rest. With Jesus and shit. The Jesus you talk of, he won't support half of what you guys are doing to other countries as well. He wants to, like, what kind of Jesus are you talking about? The fucking Jesus in the Bible? Oh, God, forgive me for even saying fucking Jesus. Look at what that's making me do. Maybe I'll not blame them on them, but flip them. Seriously. Talking about are you talking about the Son of God in the Bible? The Prince of Peace? Jesus? God in the Son, in the form of the Son. You're talking about him? Talking about he supports all of what you do? Nah, that's some rubbish. That's some rubbish. Guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. But you can go and see it. It's just a fucking mess. Seriously. Seriously. It was just an it. So guys, if you disagree or agree, you're allowed to do it in the comment section. But please do it respectfully. Do it respectfully. Thank you.